Chicago Bulls offseason news, injuries, rumors, draft picks, free agent signings, and people we may invite to training camp. So I just want to start things off by saying I apologize for not doing any Chicago Bulls related content in a while now. It just has been the downtime in the off season and other things I may have touched upon as a rumor in other videos. So I just want to come on and do a Chicago Bulls related video because there's a couple things that I want to talk about. Some of it may be old news, some of it's more current news, but let's start things off with the Lonzo Ball news. So, Lonzo Ball is not going to be playing in training camp and will miss the preseason and is doubtful to begin the season on the Bulls roster. Something we kind of expected. That's why the Bulls signed Goran Dragic to potentially play a lot of minutes for us. I don't know how many minutes he ends up playing, but Lonzo Ball needs to get healthy, and there's really been no precise update on his injury status. We hear he's getting better, but he's getting better very, very, very slow. Like this bone bruise, I don't know much about bone bruises, but this is taking a long time. Maybe Lonzo Ball should just not do anything basketball related for 2 months and ice it, do whatever he needs to do, but that, I don't know, maybe he'll get out of shape. But it's very frustrating. And I hate to say this because when Lonzo Ball played, he was very significant on the floor for the Chicago Bulls, hence why we were first place in the Eastern Conference. If there's a trade that another team is asking for Lonzo Ball, you have to consider it with the fact that Lonzo Ball does not play a lot due to various injuries. I know that's a hot take because when he's on the floor, he's very productive, but can we count on him to be on the floor? Once he's cleared to play, he plays and then gets hurt again. Like, we're I don't know. It's just a thought. So Lonzo Ball's going to be missing some time. We don't know how much time, but he's not going to play in training camp or the preseason. Most likely will not start on the regular season roster. He'll be on the injured list. So that's that. It's something that I've talked about previously, but it was never official that Lonzo Ball was going to be missing the start of the regular season, but now it is. So hopefully Lonzo Ball can recover and get healthy as soon as possible. Of course, we're coming off an offseason where we made some small moves here and there. We drafted Dalen Terry. We re-signed Zach LaVine to a new 5-year deal. We signed Andre Drummond, Goran Dragic. Hopefully they're good additions to the club. We have Justin Lewis, who is, I don't know how much time Justin Lewis is going to miss, but he might be out for the season. And then we announced today that we are giving Kostas Antetokounmpo a look for training camp. Now, we are very thin at the power forward position. I know it's positionalist basketball. I get it. We got Patrick Williams. In my opinion, Patrick Williams is more of a small forward at the moment. He's shown me better stuff at the small forward position. But if, let's say, something happens to Patrick Williams, our backup players, even our backups, we have Javonte Green, who's probably better suited to be a small forward, but he's got great athletic ability and the guy can leap. And of course, the long and lanky Derrick Jones Jr., who's not as tall. He's 6'5", but his arms are really long. He's like got a 7'1" wingspan. Those are our backup at the power forward position. Now, I don't know what Marko Simonovic will be for the Bulls, if he even plays for the Bulls this year, but he could be a dark horse to get a lot of minutes at the 4 and sometimes the 5 for us. Of course, I expect the 5 to be locked down by Nikola Vucevic and Andre Drummond. Tony Bradley probably won't get much time if he even stays on the roster after, December or something. Whatever day it is that the Bulls, if they can release Tony Bradley. So that's that. But Kostas Antetokounmpo is being invited to training camp for the Bulls. He's a very long power forward. He's got some skills, mainly on the defensive side of things. But if we can bring him on the team as our 4 and actually have him be on the rotation, he plays really excellent defense. He'll give us some size that we really need, in my opinion, because I don't want to go through the season with our 4s being Patrick Williams, Javonte Green, and Derrick Jones Jr., and possibly Marko Simonovic. It's just something that I would prefer us to have more length. I know it's positionalist basketball, but I feel like teams capitalize when we put a more smaller group of players on the floor. So hopefully he's got enough skills to make the team and at least provide significant minutes at the 4 when need be for the Bulls, and possibly even down the line make it so Giannis Antetokounmpo decides that he wants to play for the Chicago Bulls in 2026, which I don't think will happen, but hey, you never know with things these days. So that's the two things I wanted to touch upon. I'll let you guys know that I purchased NBA 2K23 for PlayStation 4. I'm a little upset right now because I really can't do a lot with the game because you can't go into season mode until the season starts. And then in the other season mode, it only counts one season. So I can't trade draft picks because there's, some rebuilding that I want to do on the Bulls. Trading Kobe White. I want to get maybe a draft pick and like a kind of a $1 to $3 million player. Something to that degree, but I'm not able to do anything with that at the moment. So let me know if you guys are a fan of NBA 2K23. I bought the Michael Jordan version. I thought about just getting the Devin Booker version, but I decided to go all out on that. But I am enjoying it. I like to play, rebuild mode where I kind of switch around some players and make the team that I want. I always keep Tony Bradley, surprisingly enough. I don't know what my obsession is with Tony Bradley, but I really like Tony Bradley, and he's actually really good in the game as far as a defensive player. Offensive-wise, he's not the greatest, but for a guy that isn't that good of a player in the NBA, supposedly, he is good in 2K for what we need him to do, at least. So that's kind of all I have to talk about today. Just addressing some of the moves the Bulls have made in the offseason, drafting Dalen Terry, signing Andre Drummond and Goran Dragic, re-signing Zach LaVine and Derek Jones Jr., which I think are all wins, bringing in Kostas Antetokounmpo, which I think could be a big thing for this season if he plays well enough to make our rotation or at least make the roster, as well as possibly getting Giannis Antetokounmpo to come to the Bulls in 2026, which, again, I don't think is going to happen. And who knows what the season's going to bring. I do think we trade Kobe White at the trade deadline, if not before. I don't know what we get for Kobe White, but we just have an overabundance of guards. Even with Lonzo Ball being hurt, we got Goran Dragic, Zach LaVine, Dalen Terry, Alex Caruso, Ayo Dosunmu. It's a lot of guard depth for the Bulls, which is always nice to have depth, but I think other positions need some extra players as well, and that power forward position is the key position. So let me know what you think if you're a fan of the Chicago Bulls and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. And I'll try to do more Bulls videos once the regular season starts. Make sure you smash that like button. I'm more of a get on and do a video when the Bulls sign somebody. That's when I like to make videos, or when the Bulls make a trade. Maybe talk about a draft pick that the Bulls drafted, but honestly, I barely watch any college basketball. It's true. Share the video with anybody you want to share it with, or put the video on your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on the Bulls Lonzo Ball situation. Do you think the Bulls should trade Lonzo Ball if a team really wants him in a package deal to get somebody? Let me know what you think of Kostas Antetokounmpo coming to the Bulls, at least for training camp. And then last but certainly not least, you're watching the video anyway, so don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.